Have you ever walked into a room and felt like everyone was staring at you? Or maybe you've walked into a room and everyone really was staring at you. It's a really uncomfortable feeling. I would even argue that these moments are when I feel the most disconnected from a community, the most opposite. My first experience at Lifesong School for Orphans in Zambia was a lot like this when I interned there the first time. As I walked into the outdoor cafeteria still in my 12-hour-long airplane ride clothes, I stood in front of what felt like a crowd of a million unfamiliar faces. I'm typically not uncomfortable in front of crowds of people, but I also typically wasn't standing in front of 200+ kids my own age from a totally different culture who spoke a totally different language than me and came from a totally different background than I did, and, well, the list goes on. What I didn't realize when I stood in front of those students was the fact that there was nothing I could say or do that would make them lose the craving of being my best friend. They all, and I mean all, wanted to get to know me, to develop a friendship with me, and most of all, to live in community with me. This proved difficult because of my limited time there, coupled with the overwhelming amount of students. But I developed the strongest friendship with one girl, Dinus Daka, who later turned into my sponsor sister, and even better, my best friend. The thing that originally drew me to her was her ability to make me feel comfortable, but there was also this undefinable way that we just clicked. She always felt like someone I had known my whole life. When she first shared her life story with me, I was surprised by the wave of emotions that I felt. I was angry at the people in her life that had ever made her feel anything short of spectacular. I was frustrated with those that had taken advantage of her, but I was excited for her as well because of her ability to take everything in her past and use it to motivate her towards her future. This was the first moment I knew how important she was to me because of the way I couldn't get these emotions out of my mind. I realized how hard this is to do when you literally have nothing in common with a person. But when it came to our friendship, there was nothing stopping either of us from jumping in head first. I learned that even though it may be terrifying to be completely vulnerable with someone, it doesn't hurt to try. Putting myself out there has always been something I've been pretty good at, but sharing and talking about my struggles, fears, and even my dreams are the things that really tie me to Dinus. Dinus is an important part of my life because of all that I've learned from her and all that she inspires me to be. Dinus settled me in. She eliminated my culture shock. She loved me. She gave me my community.